Hello and welcome to a guide on Ashe. In this guide, I'm going to be giving you everything to take your Ashe to the next level. And by the time you're done with this guide, you should be able to play your Ashe at least at a diamond level. And in this guide, I'm going to be going over her abilities, combos, rune spells, build, situational items, and tips and tricks for playing Ashe, and I extremely recommend you watch that part of the guide if nothing else, as I give you a bunch of tips and tricks on the mentality that you want to have with Ashe, how to carry with her properly, how to get free kills with her, and how to use her third skill properly to get vision and track the enemy jungler, which is extremely important in the game. So if you want to be seeing all that, then just watch the entire video. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. So the first thing that we're going to be covering with Ashe is her passive, and what her passive enables is if she attacks an enemy target or uses an ability on them, then they're going to be slowed, and this will allow you to space a lot easier. And if a target is already slowed by your passive, then your attacks will deal bonus damage against them. This is a really great passive to help space, and also if you hit them with one of your abilities first, then it'll be a lot easier to hit them with your ult as they will be slowed. So Ashe's first skill is an attack speed buff and attack speed steroid. So how this will work is when she attacks an enemy, her first skill will gain stacks that you can see right above where the first skill is. So right now it's at 6 stacks, and that's the maximum of stacks that it can get to. And when you activate this skill, then you're going to be able to attack a lot faster, as well as your attacks will be dealing increased amounts of damage to the enemy. So it's just a great skill overall during teamfights, or just to deal extra damage and have that extra attack speed to melt down your enemies. Ashe's second skill basically launches arrows in a certain area, and it deals AoE damage as well as slows and damages the opponent. If you level this skill up, the area that the arrows go to will increase until it is a huge AoE cone that deals a bunch of poke and slow. Ashe's third skill is Hawkshot, and I know this ability is one of the most underrated in the game because it can help you track junglers as well as provide vision. So if I use it here into this bush, then I can use it to spot enemy champions that maybe are bush camping, and I can use it to face check, as well as if I want to go into an all-in but I don't know where the enemy jungler is, then I can see if he's camping a bush, and then after that I can go for an all-in. You can also use it to check objectives like Dragon and Baron and make sure where the enemy team is and make sure that they're not sneaking an objective, and if they are, then you can try to maybe use your ult, steal it, or ping your teammates. Basically, map hacks if you use it properly, or completely useless if you don't use it properly. So in my tips and tricks section, I'll give you more tips on how to use this skill properly. Alright, so now we have Ashe's ultimate. And Ashe's ultimate is one of the global ultimates, and they changed it so you can actually steer where this ultimate is going to go. So you can use this to do cross map plays or try to steal an objective if you want to. And you can aim the arrow and direct it to where you want to go and aim it to the left or right. One tip I have to hit this arrow more often is try to aim it at enemies that are next to a wall. So if they do try to dodge, then you can try to turn it towards them. If you aim your arrow like this, then it's almost impossible to dodge for the enemy champion, or they'll have to try to burn Flash or one of their summoners to try to get away from your arrow. So that's one tip that I have for her arrow. Ashe is not a super flashy champion, however she does have one combo that she can use to go for an all-in. So before she wants to go for any all-in or any aggressive type of play, you first need to use your Hawkshot to check if the jungler is there to gank you, and you can try to check and see where the jungler is if he's trying to bush camp you. For example, if you're in the bot lane, then you're probably going to be checking this bush to see if the jungler is there. And if you're safe to go, then you can use this combo. So before you want to do this combo, you want to make sure that your first skill is at full stack so that you can deal the maximum amount of damage possible. So how you do it is you activate your first skill, use one volley to slow them. After that, you use your ultimate to stun them for longer, then use another auto attack as well as your second skill, and then follow up with more auto attacks while your first skill is still active. So that's how you want to be doing her combo. At full speed, it should look something like this. For Ashe's build, you can go Infinity Edge as your first item, as this will give you both attack damage and critical rate. And this item gives you so much damage for your crits that it's a really great item for marksmen in general. Her second item, I like getting Static Shiv, and this is just one of my personal preferences. It helps her clear the wave a little bit faster and as well as deal AoE kind of damage. It also gives her some more crit damage and attack speed. After that, I try to get a boot item, and for her boots, you can either go Ninja Tabbies or Mercury Treads, depending on what the enemy team comp is, or you can be going Gluttonous Greaves. So if you go Gluttonous Greaves, then you'll have a bunch of Vamp, but Mercury Treads and Ninja Tabbies are great when the enemy team has one type of damage. For example, if they are all AD, then you want to be taking Ninja Tabbies. If they are all AP or magic damage, then you want to be going Mercury Treads. As for the enchant that you want to be going on top of the boots, you can go Stasis if the enemy team has a fed assassin like Zed or Fizz and you just want to immune the ultimate so you don't die from it. However, if the enemy team has more CC, you can go for the Quicksilver Sash. After your enchant, you can go for another item, and I like going Rapid Fire Cannon because it gives you the ability to stay farther away from your enemies when auto attacking and hit them from a safer distance. It will also give you more crit rate and attack speed, so this is really building onto your crit damage. After that, you can take two situational items. The items that I recommend is Phantom Dancer if you're having trouble against assassins and champions that can burst you down quickly. You can go Blade of the Ruined King if you want that physical vamp and true damage. And you can go things like Mortal Reminder or Executioner's Calling if the enemy team has a lot of vamp or healing. So those are the items on Ashe. For the runes on Ashe, I like taking Conqueror. Even though it got nerfed, it's still a great item on any marksman, as in the late game. If you take this rune, then you're just gonna have insane amounts of damage. And after that, I like taking Brutal for the AD and AP that you can get right at the start of the game. Another option that you have is Weakness, because you are impairing the movement of enemy champions every time you slow them. So you can either take Brutal or Weakness as your second rune. For your third rune, I like taking Spirit Walker for the extra max health and slow resistance. So I do like taking that rune. For last rune, you can either take Sweet Tooth if you think you're going to have trouble in the lane that you're against. For example, if you're against a really aggressive early game lane like Draven, you think you're going to get chunked out and you're really scared, then you can be taking a rune like Sweet Tooth. However, if you want to prioritize objectives, and the rune that I like taking currently with a lot of different champs is Mastermind, because it does give you that bonus XP and gold when you do take down objectives, as well as 10% true damage against those kind of objectives. Lastly, for her spells, I like taking Flash and Heal. Flash for the versatility and Heal for the extra movement speed bonus and heal. And that's pretty much the spells that you want to be taking. So for my first tip with Ashe is to learn how to orb walk and space properly. It's extremely important for Ashe to space properly because she does not have any dash. She doesn't have any kind of mechanics to dodge skill shots properly other than her flash. So you want to be spacing properly and trying to hit enemies at maximum range. You also want to have a lot of awareness of what skills and cooldowns are available for your opponents, so you know what to dodge and what's going to come out from which champion. So after that, my second tip for you is to learn how to play Ashe properly. So like the mentality that you want to have with Ashe. So the mentality that you want to have with Ashe is you're not really going for some serious outplays with Ashe. You're not a Draven who can play super aggressively. You're not a Vayne who can go in there and 1v5. You're not a Kai'Sa who can jump in there and go for some outplays. You're Ashe, someone that can punish enemy mistakes extremely well, as well as slow and deal a consistent amount of damage. And that's why I love playing her. I don't know about you, but with Ashe, I don't get some like serious outplays. If you do disagree with me, then you can leave it in the comments down below. Show me your best Ashe clip. Be like, no, I get like these insane Ashe clips every game. No, but for me, Ashe is a champion that really tries to punish enemy mistakes, and with proper spacing and proper awareness, then you can really hard carry games. And another tip for you is to use her third skill properly. And how you want to be using this skill is to track the enemy jungler. If you are able to track the enemy jungler properly, there should be almost no threat from them, and you can really see when you can all in as well. If you throw your third skill into the bush in the side, then you can know where the enemy jungler is, you know that he's not ganking, and then you can go in for an all-in or an all-in with your jungler, so you know that you're not going to get counter ganked. You can also use this on enemy jungling camps to know where they started off and where they're going to be pathing towards, and other things like that. So use her third skill properly. If you use it properly, it can be extremely valuable to you and your entire team. So my last tip for Ashe is play her like the pick champion that she is. This means that you need to use your stun properly, and you need to be trying to bush camp. She has a really insane stun that can stun an enemy for a long period of time. So try to camp in certain bushes, use vision control, use the sweeper, and stun your enemies from a bush, and then just get easy picks with Ashe. It's extremely easy to get picks with her if you just try to bush camp and use the sweeper to clear out enemy vision. So I hope you enjoyed this guide for Ashe. I know I haven't done a guide recently because I have been casting a tournament for Dragon Riders. If you do want to go check that out, links are in the description down below. Thank you so much again for watching, and if you have any questions or concerns about Ashe or any champions that you want to be seeing guides for in the future, you can leave that down in the comment section down below. Also, I think I'm going to be trying to come out with a beginner guide soon, because I know a lot of the people that watch my videos are pretty new to Wild Rift, and so I will be doing a beginner guide because also Wild Rift will be releasing in the US pretty soon. So I'm going to be doing a beginner guide and then also complete a series that I wanted to do a while ago, you know, the fundamental series. I have a bunch of macro guides, you can go check that out. However, I want to do an updated series with new guides for itemization, map awareness, vision, and team fighting, split pushing, and all those kind of things and macro concepts that you need to rank up to higher elo like master, grandmaster, and challenger. Tell me if you guys would be interested in that in the comment section down below. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Also, some of the gameplay does come from Captain's channel. If you want to check it out, there are links in the description down below, and I will see you soon. Bye.